It's MC Monty in the place to be. Welcome to the adventures of MC Monty. This month's theme, Miles Morales Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah. In this video, I'll be making my Miles Morales Across the Spider-Verse suit. And I'll show you exactly how I did it. I've been having a lot of fun bringing this Miles Morales Across the Spider-Verse cosplay to life. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I sewed the suit and did all the design work to bring it to life. If you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified anytime I post a new video or tutorial. For this cosplay, you can make your own bodysuit pattern. You can use a bodysuit pattern you already have, or you can buy a bodysuit pattern. I will also be creating a pattern specifically for Miles Morales Across the Spider-Verse cosplay, so that's coming in the future. This video is a level 2 because you need a sewing machine and some sewing skills. As usual, everything you need is listed in the description below. Gather your supplies and let's get to it. If you don't already have a bodysuit pattern you can use, then the first thing you need to do is make your own. Using your own measurements, you can make a bodysuit pattern. If you need to see my full tutorial on this, I'll link that video below. But as you can see right here, I'm using my measurements to make a sleeve pattern and a full bodysuit pattern, a front and a back. I'll link this full tutorial below. Now I'm using chalk to trace my bodysuit pattern onto my black fabric and then cut it out. And now I'm cutting out my sleeve. I'm using this stretchy heat transfer navy blue by Cricut to do the design work that's on the front of the costume and on the arms and legs of the costume. So I'm just tracing out the pattern design for the chest / abs, and I'm going to heat transfer all of these design elements onto the black fabric. So this pattern is for the lower part of the abs, and that first pattern I cut out was for the upper part of the abs / lower chest. So you'll see all of the patterns numbered: ab piece 1, ab piece 2. This is thigh piece. I'm tracing and cutting out the thigh piece. This is the arm piece, arm design. I'm tracing and cutting out the arm design. And now I'm using chalk to draw where these designs go. I'm using my Cricut heat press, and I'm going to prep the fabric by pressing it for 5 seconds to remove any moisture, and then press down where the design needs to go for 5 seconds so it can stick and just stay in place. And then I'm going to hold the heat press onto the design for 30 seconds and peel off the transfer tape. I really like using heat transfer and my Cricut for different design elements like this because it makes it easy. Oh yeah. So as you can see, I'm finishing the ab piece number 1 and number 2. You can see where it goes on the design. And I did the same thing for the thigh piece, as well as the arm piece. I put the arm piece on the slide of the sleeve, 30 seconds, and then peel off the tape. This is very important. Be Spider-Man as you puff paint. Now I'm puff painting all the areas of the suit that needs to be puff painted. Dana is helping me with all the puff painting. Dana is working on the back while I'm working on the front. And this is what it looks like when it's all done. The area of the chest does not need puff paint, but everything else does. And this is the back. But remember to leave space for the Spider-Man design on the back. Now I'm going to start to sew everything. After all the puff painting is done and dried, I can now sew. I'm going to sew the shoulder seam and the neckline. I'm using a stretch needle for my stretch fabric. I'm using a stretch needle, and I'm just sewing the shoulder and the neckline first, and then flip it on the other side and do the same thing. So the shoulder and the neckline. Next, going to pin the sleeve into place and sew the sleeve to the front and back. I like to start in the center and sew down the back or the front one side at a time, then flip it over and then sew the other side. And then you'll have the sleeve attached. And this is what you have so far. Your sleeve and your shoulder seam and neckline all sewn. Next, you need to cut out the red strip that goes down the side of your cosplay and sew that into place. This strip stops at the bottom of the calf muscle. So I'm sewing my red strip down the side of the suit on one side first. I think I'm sewing the front first. Then I'm going to flip it over and attach it to the back. Now I'm going to flip it over and do the other side and close. This will close the side of the suit up. I'm going to close up the outside seam. Cut out this diamond pattern and then sew it into the crotch in this orientation, and then close everything up. Next, I'm going to sew the diamond into the crotch. And this is what it would look like. And then I sew the rest of the leg closed. Now it's time to hem everything. I have to hem the bottom of the pants leg and hem the neck and hem the sleeve. I fold my hem over about a 1/2 inch. You can do 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, whatever you feel. For the back, I'm going to install an invisible zipper. I marked how far down I needed to go, and I'm going to cut the rest of the way. I'm just sewing my zipper into place now. Take your time and sew your zipper. If you need a tutorial and need to practice, I suggest watching a tutorial and practicing how to sew an invisible zipper into your garment. It takes a little bit of practice to get it down, and you want your zippers to be correct. Now my zipper is installed in the back. I also sewed in stirrups on the legs, at the bottom of the legs, and a thumb stirrup on the sleeve. All the sewing is done. This is what it looks like so far. Now I have to try it on, make sure it fits, and then put the emblem on the chest and on the back. Now I'm using my Cricut to cut out the spider logos for the front and for the back. I know everyone doesn't have a Cricut and doesn't have access to a Cricut, so simply trace and cut out your design on your own using an X-Acto knife. This just makes the process a little bit faster and seamless and easy for me. I like to utilize my Cricut when I can. Now I'm weeding the design and I'm going to prep the back. I'm going to cut it in half so that I can put it on both sides of the zipper and I can open the back, unzip and rezip the back without the design getting in the way. I press the design for 30 seconds, then I peel off the transfer tape. I'm going to repeat the same thing from the front. I prep the front, place the logo, heat transfer, press for 30 seconds, and then when it gets cools down just a little bit, I peel it off. And now this is what the complete Miles Morales Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse cosplay looks like with all the design work done. Everything sewn, the mask and the bodysuit is complete. And there you have it. Your very own Miles Morales Across the Spider-Verse suit is complete. I hope you enjoyed this build. Leave me a comment and let me know how you did. Remember, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified anytime I post a new video or tutorial. Be sure to follow me on social media and send me a picture of your work. Let's stay in touch. The last video of this series will be making the gloves and the Spider-Man boots. So stay tuned for that so we can complete this Miles Morales Across the Spider-Verse cosplay. Always remember, adventure awaits. So get out into the world and explore. And I'll see you next time. Peace.